Hello, hello, hey, hey, this is OkayOkayOkOk. And today I'm finalizing the last page that I need to do before I upload the final version of Wonky Wendy, Wendy Wonka, and the Crumbling Candy Factory. This is the epic epilogue, issue number 4, open wide. So real quick before we get into the finalizing of, or I don't know, before we get into the beginning of this, let's get into a little bit of business first. There's this Kickstarter. You can see it's got 4 hours to go. Let's make sure, refresh. It still has oh, hey, we broke $4,000. That's awesome. 4 hours to go. Last chance to get on that. This is a chapter 1 book of issues 1 through 6. This is going to be the first chapter. It is an actual book, physical book, a comic book that will be sent out to you, mailed out. And you can also get an add-on of chapter 2 if you missed that. There's comic commission. So there's like a custom cover commissions, candy ads commissions. So there's fun stuff in there too. I haven't checked to see if those spots are fully taken, but we are opening commissions tomorrow, December 1st. If you would like to get a sketch commission, those will be open tomorrow for a short time. It's first come, first serve, so they're open as long as there's a spot, but when the spots are gone, they're gone. So we're working on the coloring, and I am just like on a mad dash to finish this. I know I'm really cutting it close. This has been a great comic to work on. It's been taking me a while to get through. I've still got to do a little bit of touch-ups on the flat colors before I get into shading. But I thought I'd just go ahead and work on that while I've got it on the stream. So I don't think, I haven't even merged all the ink layers together yet. So that's how kind of scrambled I'm feeling right now. You're gonna see me working on some flat coloring and some inking, and I had on the bottom panel, I really wanted to do some more Oompa Loompas. I have run out of time, so I'm very disappointed that I didn't get to draw more Oompa Loompas. I had several planned. What is that? I see these 2 black dots over here. That's where I've got to. There it was. I've got to get these layers merged. But I had all these plans for more Oompa Loompas, and I just don't have time to get to them. So sadly, maybe that will be like I'll come back and get to draw those for when we turn this into a physical comic, because that would be pretty awesome. A little nice little bonus. Be like, and now with more Oompa Loompas. I feel like the tagline that sells the sequel. Who doesn't love the Oompa Loompas? Alright, so I'm just kind of cleaning up some of these lines. I think I flat colored this in haste, and it usually ends up being a lot more like it's always a good idea to just get it right at this stage, because if you don't, you'll have to do it later, and it becomes even harder to get it cleaned up. Alright, so the other thing I've got here is I've got like a where's my pencils? There we go. I think I'm just gonna use the pencil shading from the elevator shaft, service elevator shaft. So let's just go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna use the polygon grab. Let's say, where are we? Pencil. I'm gonna say copy and paste in place. And let's pull that up here. Let's see. Now, I forgot to ink in. I like to draw like the inside doors, and that's what you see right here. There's these inside doors where the do I still have that? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna have to kind of clean up the edges around here so you can tell what you're looking at. I've got a lot of this again was the pencils, and I don't know if I've ever done this before. I'm trying to save myself a few minutes. Probably save myself like 5 minutes by using this pencil, but every little bit helps right now. Alright, so I'm going to come in with a brush like this, because we'll end up just kind of coloring that black, I bet. Okay, so let's get back to normal here. I do like the look of a it looks very physical, like a physical drawing. I always like how, you know, my pencils are always very rough and loose and quick. And it's always fun to use the pencil, or you know, go back and look at the pencils or compare, because you know, there's something nice about that like speedy. Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm trying to describe here. It's loose. It's shoot. So I'm gonna select the polygonal, because I'm gonna try to smudge, because this is not gonna work as it is. There's a little bit of a mess up going on here. So I even like kind of drew in the speech bubble for the help, so I'm gonna have to erase that. Well, I could just draw the speech bubble over it, and then we wouldn't have to worry about that. So what I'm saying is we go up to the speech bubbles, and I take my thing here. Looks very like black and white movie. And I'm just kind of drawing in some like a starburst kind of thing. Let's erase this. Ooh, let's go back to a normal eraser. I kind of feel like I need to do it a little wild. Okay. And I think I've got this on like semi-transparent mode right now. Let's go ahead and get that back to normal mode. Alright, let's just kind of get crazy here. Oop. I know this isn't very exciting, but sorry. And I hate how it kind of It doesn't look too clean. Looks kind of pixelated on the edges. The only way to avoid that, I feel like, is to use the pen tool. All right, can you tell that's coming from the bottom of the shaft? I don't know. It's a funny word to be using. Okay, let's try it a little bit more. I think we're gonna have to come in front of his foot to make sure it doesn't seem like it's coming out of his shoe. Alright, so I feel like we need to get it real sharp now. It's kind of hard to do that. Okay. So that's about as good as we're gonna get. Hopefully I think I'm gonna have to go. Let's do eraser right out there. No, that doesn't look good. So sorry. Experimenting. All right, we'll call that done. What else? We gotta finish the flat colors. I gotta get them a little bit more precise. So finalizing the flat colors. So I kind of had a longer than normal Thanksgiving vacation, and like we just don't have vacations really anymore. So it's nice. It was nice to actually have a few days off and just completely disconnect. I don't know if I know they kind of used to make fun of that, where like the dad or the mom in the story has everyone like get rid of their phones so they disconnect, and we didn't do that, but we pretty much did, where it wasn't like official, but I don't know, it's nice to go offline when your life revolves around being online. Okay, so there's the hands. I was saying in my last live stream, I didn't really think that there were any good Black Friday deals out, at least not, with like big corporation, like the big corporations did not have good Black Friday deals, like, places like Target or Walmart or Amazon. I did get one thing from Amazon because I didn't feel like going out, and they were advertising it like it was half off, but then I checked and it was like Petco has the same item for the same price, and I was like, that's not 50% off, that's just like normal price. So my guess is like consumer spending is going to be way down for Black Friday compared to other years. Well, maybe not way down, because it's going to be down. And part of that would be from just there's no deals out there. And I'm sure they'll blame it on us. Be like, we can't pay you money. We can't give you raises if you're not spending the money at our stores. Sorry, I was remembering that there was one time I had a job at a company. I don't want to mention what company, but I had a job at this company, and I was very young. It was like my first job, so I remember I worked so hard to get like a raise, because I was working and I was earning minimum wage, and it was kind of like just part-time, and I really wanted to get like that. I think the standard raise was like 25 cents, and so I really wanted this raise. I worked, like all 6 months. I had the dirty jobs, like no one wants to do those jobs, but because I was probably the youngest person there, and so it was like taking out the garbage, cleaning the bathrooms, all that kind of dumb stuff that nobody wants to do. But I did a good job at it. Like, I really was. It was kind of stupid, but I didn't have many goals back then, and I wanted to earn that extra 25-cent raise. And it finally came to my what's it called, like year review or employee review or something, where you get your you go in and have a talk with the manager, and then they give you your raise, or they don't. And so I came in, and it was a lot different than what I expected. They pretty much had already done the interview, had already filled it out for me and everything, and there was like no conversation about it or anything like that. They just like, here you go. I'm sorry, there's not money to be giving you a raise at this time, but we appreciate all your hard work and yada yada. And I was just like, what? You can't even afford a 25-cent raise? Like, it's part-time. Like, what? I remember getting so like just like upset in my mind about this, because it's working so hard. It was just something so stupid. And in my mind, like, I was like, well, I'm giving myself that 25-cent raise. I don't care if they don't. And the other part, because part of my other job was being the cashier. So I remember there was like plenty of times, like, I think I would, as I was getting like change out, I would like pocket a quarter, and sometimes I would bring in a few pennies to throw in the register to like not make it seem obvious. But yeah, I just gave myself that 25-cent raise. And yeah, but this was also a company that was not struggling for money. It was like I was very angered by that. It was like that was my little rebellion against the I'm sorry, we can only afford to give you minimum wage. That job didn't last very long. I eventually quit. All right. So I think now would be a good time to go ahead and merge all the ink layers. Let's see about this. I'm not sure about the roof lines on that bottom panel. I'm kind of thinking I might want to make those, erase them a little bit more. So I'm going to try to separate those from everything else. These are going to be in a layer together. Let's put that as red. Ink. Okay, this is roof lines. This is ink 2. Background. Okay, so it's the background with the roof lines. Okay, so I'm gonna mix these two together, I guess. Now ink 2. These are action lines. I don't like to put those on the inks because it makes it harder to flat color, but I guess I've already gotten through that. So let's see, ink roof lines. We can mix the two inks. Winch. Burner, burner. Okay. Let's fix that little ink line. Last night, as I was working on the comic, I turned on the movie Wyatt Earp. It's that like Western, and I think that might be the, what was it? It gave like 2001 Space Odyssey a run for the money as far as like longest movie ever. I didn't realize how long it was gonna be, so I was like, I'm gonna finish this movie, and this is after picking up with the movie. I'd already watched some of it earlier in the afternoon. I was like, I think I watched another 2 hours of that movie last night, and it was like 1 a.m. and I was like, okay, it's time to go to bed. And it was not even really, it was an okay movie, but it felt very like written by, you know, very high school play type movie. It's not a movie I would recommend, Wyatt Earp. Okay. Okay, let's duplicate the color layer. And let's get going. Oh shoot. You know what? Let's turn contiguous off. Let's just get all this done at once. Let's go a little bit darker. I've been getting some of my new music from like ads lately, which is, I've never done that. That's never happened before, where I'm like listening to, well, I guess I remember how iPod commercials used to be like really good. They would pick really good music. Like if Apple chose your song to be in their commercial, you could pretty much guarantee like 1 million people, like 10 million people were going to download your song. But I don't know, does Apple even do commercials anymore? I was watching the Daily Show interview with the story about how Apple was giving or investing $55 billion into China's manufacturing every year. And that was a really interesting interview. I had, like, that's crazy. $55 billion a year. You're like, oh, thanks a lot, Apple. But they're like, isn't Apple one of the biggest companies in the world? All right, I'm gonna try to go fast on this, like Ricky Bobby. I think that movie is on Amazon right now, or like Paramount Plus. We gave Paramount Plus a try. I think we did a free trial of it, and it was just like so bad. I really did not like Paramount Plus. There'd be no way that I would subscribe to Paramount Plus, because we would do, like, you watch a show and every like 3 or 4 minutes there's a commercial break. It was like they were really trying to make up for that. Like, how much did they donate to the Trump Foundation to get that merger to go on? Like, they're having to really find ways to make up for that donation, because I eventually switched over back to Tubi because I was just sick of the commercials. And Tubi, which is free, has less commercials than Paramount Plus, which is a paid subscription. And there's not a whole lot of good stuff on Paramount Plus. I saw a few things that were moderately interesting for me, but overall, I was not at all impressed with Paramount Plus. You know what? I'm not sure that's gonna be good. Let's undo that. I don't know, lately commercials kind of seem like a form of torture. Having to watch commercials for more than 3 minutes at a time. It's like, oh, make it stop, I give up. I really can't stand insurance commercials and pharmaceutical commercials, and that's basically all you're getting nowadays. Or refinance your loans, take this pill for this weird unknown disease, or buy insurance. I long for the day when insurance is a thing of the past. Can't wait to be rid of insurance. It's all a big scam. Like, if the insurance company can't make money off of you, they're not going to exist. So they're going to screw you in some way. Okay. I guess let's go with the hair next. Alright, so where's the light coming from here? I think we'll do a... light source, or at least a highlight at the top and the bottom. Isn't that the name of one of the issues? Tops and bottoms or something like that? By the way, once I'm done with this page, this will go, I'll be ready to upload the whole comic. Right now it's on pre-order. And these pages I'm working on are not yet available. Let me just pull up my mixer and make sure the background music is not too loud. I'm listening to the copyright-free music. It's kind of seeming a little bit loud. I can barely hear myself. Where's the, there it is. There we go. Now where's the mixer? Yeah, that's a little bit loud. That's better. I'm just gonna restart it all too while I'm here. Okay, next, let's go ahead and do the skin. Now I'm thinking we should do a little bit extra shadow here. I guess we go with yellow. I think that would make the most sense. So maybe dotty, gritty shading. Let's try that purple as well. Gives a little bit more balance. All right. Okay. I think it has the proper amount of spotlighting. Let's see. I'm gonna have to come in. Let's do a fixes layer already. I'd rather just paint white over. Oh, what's going on? Hey. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just want to paint white over all the, because I think it's like multiple layers, and I just don't feel like doing all that. Much easier. Okay. Do a chunk. The winch is now on. Now we're gonna color the winch. I guess first let's draw the wall. I kind of think we do like a wondering if I should do this on a separate layer. That way we can so I guess we want the winch to be the spotlight. We'll try to kind of do a little bit of a spotlight around here. Now let's go with the multiply. I definitely want the winch to feel like it's in a spotlight, like we're giving it a moment to shine. I feel like this was kind of a warm background floor. Only the hose is kind of getting, it's kind of looking like it. So I think we're gonna have to go with green. So the hose stands out. Alright, so let's do some like splats. I think it's a little bit too strong. Let's go with a little more blue too. Alright. I'm wondering, can I select? I can. Wow, okay. So this is why I did it on a separate layer. I'd like to do something like this as far as like a baseboard. Okay. That looks good. Now let's do, while we're at it, let's do this right here. And if I remember right, there's like a blue stain on the wall from what happened in the previous chapter. Let's go a little more blue. All right. And you know what? I think I kind of messed that up. I think that's supposed to be the elevator door. Whoops. Oh well. Well, it's supposed to be like the elevator door frame. But you know what? I'd like to kind of pull in some of this color. Slightly different enough to feel like it's a different panel. Not, it's a little too blue. That's good. Okay, so now we're gonna do a harsh, try like a, kind of want to do, I think we'll do yellow. Let's keep with the theme of yellow. A little bit of orange, which is Oompa Loompa orange. Now let's do that. And let's come in now with let's do this on this layer just in case we mess something up. Go with a small brush now. All right, let's use, make sure we don't have anything else selected. I don't like that because it kind of feels like there's no angle to it. It does feel a little too bright. What if I can tone that brightness down a little bit? Okay. Did I do that on this layer? Yeah, I'm gonna tone this down a little bit too. There we go. I almost feel like I need to do some angle cross hatching to make it feel like this is a floor. Oops. I don't know if that made it feel like a floor. maybe we try some like stain, floor stain. Let's go with that brush over here. Oops. Let's go with a separate layer on here. I wonder if I could do like a highlight now. Almost like a puddle. All right, that's good enough. Now let's go on to, and I wonder if I could even, yeah, that's what, copy paste. Let's see if this is gonna work out. I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. All right, so let's come on to this shaft, and I'm kind of contemplating how to do this because I do want to show perception lines per what's that word? Perspective lines. Yeah, that's what I want to show. All right, because I feel. Okay, let's get some perspective lines in here. I think I'll have the angle should be like right here. You know what, this is too angled, doesn't look right, but because I did it on a different layer, I think I can adjust it. All right, so I'm trying to think. I think it would get. We're trying to do dark. Let's just move forward and emphasize the smoke and everything right now. Okay, so I'll do the smoke now. Let's go with airbrush with texture. Not sure this is. Ooh, this might be a good chance to try out this crumb pin. This music reminds me of this. Have you seen the comedian who's on like TikTok or whatever, who's like does the impersonation of companies or corporations with their like PR talk, or like, we really value your opinion. However, we've investigated our things and we found that we're doing everything correctly. I don't know, I'm messing it up so bad, but that's pretty. He does a really good job of mimicking the corporate talk. Okay. do some underlighting of the smoke here. I think I'll just leave the hose, maybe not color it too much. Okay, let's do like a Alright, so last thing I see is this little doorway thing. And you can shade it a little bit. Okay. Next we gotta shade this thing, which I'm not really looking forward to doing. Let's just do it. But let me look. How far have we gone? We've almost got the top half colored. And then it's just the bottom half. Not looking forward to that bottom half, to be honest. Okay. So let's get some dotty gritty shading. It's my dotty brush. Alright, let's move on to the metal. I'm just going to use this color down here. Make it easy. Let's go for a extra small shade. Okay. So let's do dark green over here, because I'm pretty sure these little buttons were green. When you punch it, it lights up green. And these are going to be yellow. I'm going to resist the urge to sing that song. And you are all yellow. Okay, I didn't. Alright. Let's go with smoke detail. I just noticed where's my fixes? Let's do this while I'm thinking about it. All right, back to the problem at hand. What's that song from? Those lyrics. Is that a Beastie Boys song? All right. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Let's do dark right here. Sorry, I'm not able to really have a good conversation about anything right now. I'm really stressed to try to finish this quick. I'm gonna go dark back here. We had to board our dog while we went on vacation. They said they were fixing to board like 97 animals at this place. Sounds crazy. It's a lot of animals to be in charge of. Alright, almost done. I'm just gonna kind of curly cue this hose. And I think I might even, I've been kind of debating on whether to add another speech bubble or to just, whether it's not necessary. Like, don't crowd the space. Okay, so let's give a highlight to this part of the hose. Make sure people understand that it's going forward. All right. All right, now we're getting close to being done with this. I'm just gonna finish up on the back piece. We want there to be like a shadow. Kind of thinking of doing like a black shadow too. Where's my 4? Let's do a little bit of cross hatching. All right. Now the only thing I haven't done is the smoke. And I think I'm going to do the smoke on a different layer so I can always add it down below super easily. I'm going to get that crumb pin out again. Because right now I'm all about what can save me a few minutes. Huh, what's going on here? Oh, okay. So let's bring it to the front. There we go. I should probably go ahead and figure out if I'm going to add that speech bubble, because I couldn't figure out if I'm going to add that speech bubble or just leave it out and give the panel some room to breathe. I'm going to increase the size of this brush a little bit. You know what, I'm just realizing I never advertised, I never posted about a link to this live stream, so only my subscribers on YouTube know about this right now. And I doubt YouTube really does a very good job of informing people either. So I should probably post it. Okay, so let's do smaller. I'm gonna go with a low flow. Oh, that's really not that low. Okay, so I can copy that layer, pull it down here. I don't know. I don't know if I'll end up using that. But let's go ahead and fix the speech bubble, which is just a white circle. Oh dear, the winch mechanism appears, let's change that to appears to be struggling. I think my bubble needs to change too. That doesn't really. Adobe Illustrator is much better for this type of thing. And all that smoke, I've never seen it struggle, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Okay. We have finished the middle panels. Now it's on to, I wonder if I can copy and paste any of that. let's see. Let's pull out uncontiguous. I have a feeling it's not going to work, but it's worth a shot. Okay, so copy, paste. Let's see. Oh, it's pretty close. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see if I can get it a little bit better. Hey, that's not bad at all. I like it. That actually does save quite a bit of time. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Where are we? Why is it not showing up? Oh, because of that layer. 28 copy. That's what I'm seeing. Let's just... oh, I changed my flow and my opacity. That brush automatically changes it. Sometimes I forget to readjust. Oh, this is not copyright-free music. Unfortunately, I have to listen to copyright-free music. If it's copyright-free, you know it's gonna be good. So we can erase this back here. Let's save. I don't think I've saved since I've been working on this. That would be terrible if something were to happen. It sounds like a threat. That would be terrible if something were to happen to your hours of labor. Okay. Let's go here. Whoops. Okay, let's see. Wow, I think that probably saved me a good 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It's more of like the emotional, the emotional abuse you suffer at the hands of repetitive work. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and do the like post-it notes. I don't think we did those in the last panel, but if you remember in issue 2, they were like, push this one, not that one. Alright. Now I think that is done. Let's go with a little bit darker now. All right, so we're doing good. We just have like the room to draw now, I think. Let's finish the elevator shaft first. You know what? I think we should probably do a multiply effect. All right, now for the bottom. Oh, forgot we're not on the multiply layer anymore. Okay. Let's go with a purple. Get a little bit of variation. Okay, let's go with blue now. All right. I kind of think we should do a slight bit of erasure in the middle, just to kind of help show that there is a drawing underneath all that darkness. Okay, so we save and let's get to work on this backdrop. And again, if I ever have time to get some Oompa Loompas back on here, I would love to do that. What do you think? Maybe we should do the blue, because the juice did flood the whole floor. Came rushing out of the elevator, if you remember that. I think we'll do, I kind of want to do like I want it to look like a watercolor. I wonder if I have any watercolor brushes. Wash? Watercolor? I wonder. Let's try it. I'll try it on its own layer. Hey, I kind of like that. Looks dirty. Okay. So now, I don't know. We need to draw stuff like leaking from the ceiling. Be blue. I'm gonna go with a smaller brush now. Kind of looks like the the school I went to as a kid. Okay. Let's move on to, should we do darker? Is that what's gonna make it look better? Not really. What is blobby pointillist? No. Splotchy smoke. Let's just go with that. Okay, let's go. I'm wondering if we should do any actual, like, fresh stains. It kind of looks like everything's been cleaned up. Oh, I did it all on the same layer. Ooh, that was brave. Maybe I should make a bigger brush so I can get some bigger dots. Kind of feel like I should go with the smudge tool a little bit later and start smudging a little bit. Oh, this is the other layer that I did. I noticed that. Okay. So I come in with a smudge now. It's too small. Let's come in with a splatter brush, just a little bit. Where are my splatter brushes? This is probably too big. You know what? I'm not sure that looks right. Let's use this splatter brush. See if that, oh, it's way too fine. I need it to be like. Let's try opacity as low. I chose a different brush on accident. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay. I think we'll call it quits there. I think I'm about to get tongue-tied. Call it quits there. I'm wondering if I should do any kind of extra. Put a little bit of. What would be nice? Almost like a little bit of pink. Let's see what that looks like. Kind of looks like an art wall. I like it. I guess I need to let a ton of juice loose in my house. Get some cool effects. Alright. there's our fun colorific wall that Oompa Loompas one day will be blocking out. Okay, so let's go to the background wall. Gotta get the blue again. Let's try that watercolor ink wash. That's interesting. Gotta get a little more blue. Ooh. Interesting. Tonal wash. Problem is, this is looking like it's in the foreground. I need to tone it down. This needs to be more blue. Maybe darker, I guess. All right. What do you think? Does that look like it's in the back? Let's do some extra dark. Yeah, I think that looks like it's in the background. But just to add a little bit to that, let's do, I wonder if I can do cross hatching. I used to have cross hatch brush. I don't know what happened to it. There we go. Let's do a little bit of color on these guys. All right. Now for the ceiling, I'm gonna have to go pretty simple on the ceiling because I'm feeling like I'm running out of time. Yeah, it's 6:17. I gotta go simple. Can't be doing all that. Ooh, I kind of like that though. Let's go with. I kind of want to do a little bit of yellow. Maybe orangey will be enough. Well, this definitely gives Wendy a nice spotlight, like focus. Okay, so let's move on to the background over here. And this is going to be a staircase, so we should probably do the just a hint of stairs. Let's go with the multiply and do blue. Let's go down here. There we go. I just want to do just a little bit of a highlight. Where do we do the highlight? Here. All right. Now let's do our fixes. I think we need to we can just erase that. Anything else? Might just be able to fix that right there. So I had the smoke. Let's just rearrange the smoke. Maybe that's what's the problem. You're not liking that. All right, we'll do that. That kind of gives it a little bit more of like a, hey, look over here, there's something happening. Let's see about this. What is this? Ooh, I don't know about that. Let's get that crumb pin back out. Let's clean this up a little bit. I don't really like how it's escaping the edges so much. Is that on the ink layer? Roof lines. I'm going to come in and create a little bit. Let's use our 4. And this is probably not even necessary. I don't know why I'm doing this. I guess it's feeling a little more intentional now. And I kind of want to erase the smoke coming off the... Ooh, I didn't realize that was so... I need to be more careful. Okay. I'm gonna just erase all the smoke coming off of the winch. Next I still want there to be some action lines. So it's still in motion. That was pretty messy. I'm gonna redo those. Okay, it feels like it's struggling. There we go. And oh man, still have one more panel to do. Oh, this feels like it takes forever. Okay. Last panel. You just thought I was done. Okay, let's go. So this is actually supposed to be red. However, I just remembered, like, there is that stain. What is this? Airbrush with texture? Ooh, I kind of like that. Okay. So now let's get that stain on the wall. You know, this is definitely not copyright-free music. Shoot. Just automatically plays that. I feel like I'm gonna be singing this song in my sleep. Let's do a little bit of a baseboard. Now, moving on. Get the stain down. What is it? Let's try a little more blue. Okay, now let's move on to drip stains. Okay. I just want to make sure that this feels like it's in the foreground and this feels like it's in the background, and it's a little too... Where's my layer panel? It's gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. This feels a little too colorful, so let's desaturate that. Let's kind of darken it too. Okay. Alright, so now let's do the floor. And then we are so close to being done. I can feel it. Okay, a little bit like this. Doing my monk chanting. Save yourself. Okay. Let's do some like shadows. Alright, let's do a little bit of a highlight now. I'm going to do smoky detail. And come in a little bit dark around the edges. Okey-doke. Oh, I should probably... I was thinking I should emphasize this. I don't know. I think it's fine. It's fine. Moving on. Let's get this a little bit of shading so it doesn't feel just like a flat thing back there. A little bit more shading back here. Kind of feel like I should do almost like an ink shading. Like I'm inking it, but with color. All right. That looks good. I think this should be like, what color was that? It was supposed to be like yellow. So let's do this and get a little bit dark. A few little stain spots. Okay. Now, I'm afraid to use contiguous because I don't want to create problems all over. Let's do a It's a little too blue. I was trying to remember if there's stain on it. Let's do a little bit of stain. Don't want it to look like it runs right through it, like the river runs through it. The river of juice. Okay. Next, let's give the elevator shaft. Let's make it kind of like greenish blue. And let's fade it up to a purplish blue. I wonder if I should do the help in Wonka in like blue. Window character. Do like a blue. Help. Let's do both of these in, let's give it a stroke at least. I don't know. I don't know if I like the stroke. Makes it pretty busy. Let's just spread it out slightly because the help feels too close. There we go. And let's put, do you hear that in bold? Let's give it a little bit more space. And probably need to enlarge in that bubble. Okay. I need to do all the little bubble tails. But I think we're looking good. We're looking finished. Ah, my back, man. I've been sitting down too much. I don't like this. I'm going to do a fix on that. There we go. Feels like that went awry. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, this was supposed to be like a, what's the light gray? There we go. There's a light gray. wonder if I could do a light gray right here too. There we go. Perfect. All right, so I haven't shaded his brown. Once I finish his brown, should I shade his white? Maybe I should. Got shading leaking onto his clothes. Okay. So let's get, let's make this a little bit more orange. All right, that's good enough for him. You know, I forgot his socks. Let's do striped ball things. Let's clean that up. And we can clean that line up. And now for the brown. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. We're almost done. So close. It's always hard to shade feet because I don't know if I was kind of studying my foot in this harsh light the other day where it's like you can't really see, there's not really planes, you know, there's not harsh gradations, it's very gradual, there's not much shape, not many shapes inside the foot. All right, there we go, there we go. I think we're done. I mean, let's do a slight bit of multiply. Give it a little bit. Where is this? Airbrush with texture, maybe? Give it a little bit of a personality. I don't know. Is that what you call it? Give it life. That's a little too much. Too much, too much. Okay, so let's just do a light touch. Okay. Now, this should be it. Last little thing. And then I've got to compress it and put it all into the same file and upload it. And then we're done. So be on the lookout for Wendy Wonka, Epilogue number 4, going on to the store. Okay, so let's do a little bit of red. There we go. Nice. Oh yeah, the speech bubble tails. Whoops. I guess it, what happened? What? Picking up Beth. Stop it. What the heck? Okay. Let's bend that. Bend it like Beckham. I do think we'll need to do something like this to connect these. Okay, fill. All done. Yes! Holy cow. Oh, man, it's nice to be done. Okay. That is it for this live stream. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream. And if you're ready for the comic, hop over to my selfie store, my eJunkie store. This is Wonky, Wendy, and the Crumbling Candy Factory Epilogue, the epic epilogue, issue number 4. And be on the lookout for the Kickstarter and commissions going live tomorrow. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.